Track 11.
Here are the ingredients for our special apple cake. You need 500 grams, that's half a kilo of apples. 250 grams of sugar, that's a quarter of a kilo. And 330 grams, or a third of a kilo, of flour. You also need 200 grams of butter, that's a fifth of a kilo of butter. And finally the milk. You need a fifth of a litre of milk, or, if you prefer, that's 200 millilitres.
Track 12.
OK, everyone, could you all pay attention now? Tomorrow, we're going to make a popular Caribbean dish, chicken and rice. Recipes vary from country to country, but for the moment, I'm going to give you the list of ingredients for the basic recipe and leave you to add the flavours and spices to your own taste. Right, are you ready to write this down? OK, first of all, you need a chicken that weighs about 2 kilos. Then, for 4 people, you'll need 750 grams of uncooked rice. OK, for the sauce, you want half a kilo of onions. And tomatoes, you'll need 450 grams of tomatoes. And what else? Oh yes, and green peppers. You want a quarter of a kilo of green peppers. And finally, 50 millilitres of cooking oil. Have you all got that? Good. See you tomorrow then. Don't forget to bring your favourite spices.
Track 13. Hi, and welcome to Campus Cook-In, our daily TV programme for students who want a bit of variety in their meals. Are you bored with cereal for breakfast? Well, today we're going to tell you how to make pancakes. They're cheap and quick and very easy to make. You only need flour, milk, sugar, salt, oil, and an egg. The full recipe's on the university website. Just follow the link. So, here we go. Before you start, it's important to have the exact quantities, otherwise your pancakes won't cook properly. So please, first, make sure you weigh everything carefully. Everyone ready? OK. Start by putting the flour, salt and sugar into a large bowl. Next, you whisk the egg, milk and oil in another bowl. Then, slowly add the liquid ingredients to the flour mixture, mixing well until it has a smooth, thick consistency. Make sure you stir all the time. OK. Now we're ready to cook our pancakes. We start by heating the frying pan and greasing it lightly with a little butter. When the butter's melted, we pour a large spoonful of the pancake mixture into the pan and cook it until the edges are brown. At this point, flip the pancake over and cook for a minute or so longer. Finally, put the pancake on a plate and cover it up to keep it warm while you make the next one. When all your pancakes are ready, you can serve them up with syrup or sugar and lemon, or even fruit. Delicious. Happy eating. Track 14.
Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to make apple and blackberry crumble, so I hope you've all bought your ingredients. Ready? Now, let's get straight on with cooking. First, you peel the apples and cut them into slices. OK, don't forget to take the middle out of the apple. Now, put the sliced apples in a pan and cook them with some of the sugar. In about 10 minutes, they should be nice and soft. Right? Now, mix the blackberries and apple together. Make sure that you have about half and half. Put them into the bottom of a baking dish. That's fine. Now, the next thing to do is rub the flour and butter together with your fingers until it's in tiny pieces, like breadcrumbs. Then add the sugar. When it's ready, put the crumble mixture on top of the fruit and bake it all in the oven for 30 minutes.
Track 15.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the university. I hope you're settling in and beginning to find your way around. I know a lot of students find it hard to adapt to the food, so I thought I'd tell you about a couple of popular English meals that you might hear about. Well, actually, you might have heard of the first one already. It's really popular. It's fish and chips. Fish and chips are fried in deep fat, so it's actually very greasy and not at all healthy. But it's still very popular, especially on a Friday night. That's when a lot of people get their fish and chips from the fish and chip shop and take them home to eat. Another traditional meal, which is definitely healthier, is Sunday lunch. In England, Sunday lunch is usually some kind of roast meat with vegetables. Traditionally, families have their Sunday lunch at home, but these days, quite a lot of families have Sunday lunch in a restaurant.
Track 16. Section 2. You will hear part of an introductory talk on nutrition. In the exam, you will have 20 seconds to look at questions 1 to 4. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 4.
Good afternoon. Many people in the Western world eat the wrong food, and they eat far too much of it. So, the topic of my lecture today is healthy eating. I'll divide my talk into 3 parts. Firstly, I'm going to define what I mean by healthy eating. After that, I'll go on to talk about why people don't eat properly. And then I'll finish my lecture with some ideas for improving the situation. Right. So, what do I mean by healthy eating? Well, some people might think it means eating a lot of meat. Of course, vegetarians wouldn't agree with this. They think eating meat is very unhealthy. Other people think that eating a lot of cabbage is good for you, or a lot of salad. Well, naturally, cabbage, salad and meat can all be part of healthy eating. But for me, healthy eating means 2 things. One is eating a balanced diet, and the other is eating the right amount of food. In my opinion, a balanced diet means eating a variety of foods, including meat, vegetables, fruit, cereals, and dairy foods. Obviously, the amount of food we should eat is more difficult to decide. It depends a lot on how active we are.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, in the exam you will have 20 seconds to look at questions 5 to 7. Track 17. Now listen and answer questions 5 to 7.
Now on to my next point. Why do so many people eat badly? Well, let's look first at having a balanced diet. To have a balanced diet, you have to plan your meals in advance and then buy the right food. And then take time to cook it properly. But these days people are so busy working that they don't have time to go shopping. So they end up buying fast food at the last minute. Another reason people don't eat well nowadays is that it's actually cheaper to buy food already prepared in a packet. So, people who haven't got much money will buy packet food rather than cook something fresh. And a final reason why people don't eat healthily is that they don't know how to. In my opinion, schools don't do nearly enough to educate their pupils in healthy eating habits.
In the exam, you will have 20 seconds to look at questions 8 to 10. Track 18. Now listen and answer questions 8 to 10.
And now to my third and last point. What can we do to solve the problem? Well, I think it can be solved by three main groups: families, schools, and the government. To start with, parents should make sure their children have a healthy diet. Secondly, a lot of schools have self-service machines where their pupils can buy soft drinks, crisps, sweets and chocolates. I think schools should change what they sell in these machines. Another thing schools can do is make sure that the food they serve in their canteens is fresh and well balanced. And to finish, I'll briefly mention two of the measures I think the government should take to encourage healthy eating. One is to limit advertising unhealthy food, and the other is to spend more money on educating the public about the benefits of a healthy diet. In my next lecture, I'll go into more detail about them.
That is the end of section 2. In the exam, you will have half a minute to check your answers.